Hey guys, what's up? It's Gia. I woke up this morning and was like, I want to make a video comparing Lancôme OUD BOUQUET with orientica OUD SAFFRON with Swiss Arabian SHAGHAF OUD. So here we are, because this is one of my favorite DNAs, and I know that I would have wanted to watch a video if I only either wanted to have one of these and didn't know which one to get, or if I already own one of these, love them, and was considering buying more perfumes with this DNA. I would have wanted to know kind of like what the main differences are and if it was worth pursuing more than one of these. So here we are. I hope it's helpful. If it's not helpful, I hope it's entertaining. I don't know. Yeah, so first of all, disclaimer, OUD BOUQUET is one of my favorite perfumes ever, like top 3 when it comes to fall winter scents, but it looks like I have never used this because, and as is the case with a lot of my perfumes, and that is because I usually start off with samples, go through the samples before I buy the bigger bottle. So the bigger bottle looks like it's not as frequented. I also have been collecting perfume for 10 years, so I have a shit ton of perfumes, way more than I should have. So realistically, I'm not wearing any of these every single day. So it looks like I don't know what the F I'm talking about, but I promise I do. This is one of my favorite perfumes, even though there's not a huge dent in it, I promise. And this perfume is a lifer for me, okay? So let me describe the DNA. The DNA is, it is warm, cocooning, this cozy, very sagely scent. Like, it is for someone that is wise beyond their years, someone that is soft-spoken, but has thousands, millions of thoughts going on in their head. This is a dark academia aesthetic. This has got not anything like fresh pink blooming rose, but this is an antique resinous rose next to this cocooning, naturally sweet yet warm ambery wood. That is what this smells like to me. These three perfumes, right? The original Lancôme OUD BOUQUET, this one came out first, and then we got Swiss Arabian SHAGHAF OUD, which is about a third the price of this one, retails at a third of the price of this one, and then this one retails at a half the price of this one. So they go most expensive, second most expensive, most affordable. This one came out third, this one came out first, and this one came out second. These three, to be completely honest, they smell very similar, like nearly identical. I think if you actually put these on yourself and you like went outside, I don't think anybody would be able to tell the difference besides maybe the perfumers who made them, if they got very close to you, or someone who wears these like every single day well enough to know the scent like play by play. Or they were smelling them in the immediate opening and they really knew like what on earth was going on. Because even me, as someone who is a perfume fanatic, who has collected perfumes for 10 years, whose whole family is obsessed with perfumes. Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, a lot of perfumes I show on this channel are not even mine. A lot of these belong to my mother or my sister. Even, you know, me being me, I could not tell you which was which if someone was wearing one of these and walking by me. I'd just be like, oh, that is one of my favorite DNAs, and it could be any one of these, okay? So I just want to get that out of the way. Now, any comparisons we're making today are gonna be super freaking minuscule. So yeah, let's just start with the packaging. I want to point out something first though. I don't usually keep boxes of perfumes, but the Maison Lancôme boxes, someone needs to start showing them on their channels because I just think they're gorgeous. This is just a paper box though at the end of the day, but every single like Lancôme private line perfume has this gorgeous etching that reflects the notes or the, you know, the essence of the scent. Here we have this wooden relief etching to reflect the oud, and then this rose one, and then, you know, the other Lancôme perfumes have different ones that reflect the different notes. But I don't know, I just think this thing right here is gorgeous, and I would totally cut it out and like make it a wall decoration or a bookmark. I keep telling myself that, but then I don't have the heart to destroy the box because it has a description of the notes. Actually, let me read this to you because I think this description applies to all three, okay? So the description is assemblage of a trio of bold wood essences chiseled by a praline rose signature. 20-year-old oud wood paired with smoky accents of gaiac wood and contrasted by a smoothing caress of kapahu wood. Only word I don't agree with here is chiseled. It seems a little sharp for such a warm, cocooning embrace of a scent. Anyways, got that out of the way. Okay, so orientica oud saffron packaging. We have this magnetic type of box thing with, y'all, I don't know how to describe this, okay? You can see it's this durable box that's magnetic. It's got this cutout and the perfume just goes right in. Okay, so yeah, I would say, you know, I like both of these packagings. I like the Oud Saffron packaging and I like the Oud Bouquet packaging. They're both very dark academia to me. Like if you were gonna take an Instagram photo of all your old books and like your scent of the day, either of these would fit very well into that photo, depending on if your photo had like a warm color story or a cool color story. and in some way that reflects the scent, okay? Because between these two, Oud Saffron is a little bit more unisex, a little bit less sweet. Like I can see that it substituted that praline note for a saffron note, I think. Yeah, it's just a little bit more unisex than this one, which I would say leans a little bit feminine, just like in my imagination, in the stereotypical sort of world of falsely gendered fragrances. But you know, anyone can wear anything. Yeah, but I think stereotypically speaking, this one is smack in the middle unisex and this one is just a little bit feminine, just because this is sweeter and this is warmer, okay? Like just look at the color, guys. This is a very sort of chivalrous knightly silver and this is more of a sort of like a warm I don't even know, like this DNA in general, it reminds me of, again, like a sage, someone who's very wise, a mentor, okay? Like you are a mentor to someone, you are someone's counselor who counsels them about maybe not necessarily typical counselor things, but like about anything, about something that you're knowledgeable about. Maybe you know a lot about history, maybe you know a lot about literature, so you make references to something you're very knowledgeable about. And this is like extra that, and this is like this is like mentor on steroids. This is like Chiron, Aslan, like, you know, like Narnia Aslan, like Chiron from Greek mythology energy. That kind of, not that those people would wear this, but it has that kind of sagely wise energy. And this is more of a a mentor, but less sage energy and more sort of tough love energy. I can't think of a literary reference. Maybe like, I don't know. I would need a second for that. But this is more tough love and this is more sort of sage. That's all I can say. And this one, this basically has the same exact notes as this. I would say this is also slightly feminine leaning, but it is a little bit less sharp and not as cloudy and dreamlike. And this one just, it stands to attention more, while as this one is kind of lost in a daydream. So yeah, I mean, I don't have one that I would recommend more or less than another. I would just say, you know, based on those descriptions, whichever of a person or a perfume you're more sort of looking for, I guess that's the one you should go with. One thing I should say is these two last longer than this one. They all last, like if you spray on your clothing, this one will last a day, and this one will last, like these two will last overnight. And if you spray it on your wrist, you can see the oil on these two, especially on this one. And this one is just kind of like a standard perfume, a little bit of oil, mostly alcohol. And I think that is because this one it has this similar situation as Baccarat Rouge, where you smell it mostly in the scent cloud. If you spray it on your wrist and stick your nose into your wrist, you're definitely not going to smell it as well or as fully as if you took a step back and just enjoyed the scent cloud. These two, they also project really strongly and have a scent cloud, but that's just because they are literally so strong and concentrated that, you know, if you stuck your nose up into your wrist, you would be overwhelmed. So yeah, this is designed to project, and these two are just so strong that they can't help but project. Yeah, with that being said, what are my personal favorites? I would say this is my personal favorite, just because I love how cloudy and dreamlike and cocooning this is. This is my second favorite because of the unisex nature. I feel like I can wear it on those days where I want to feel a little bit more rough around the edges and a little bit more tomboy energy. And this one is probably my least favorite because it gives me the same notes that this one gives me, but it feels just a little bit less well blended to me. And you know, like blending, and by well blended, I don't mean like something's not necessarily better because it's well blended. Some people prefer to be able to pick out different notes. And with this, I think you can pick out the notes a little better than this one, where everything is just in harmony. But I personally prefer the sort of more harmonious sense, maybe because I have ADHD, and if I can pick out the notes, I'm like, just like picking out the notes all day. Like, okay, let me think about this perfume from the perspective of praline and smell something different than when I think about this perfume from the perspective of oud. Like, I don't know, I just get distracted trying to pick out the notes. So I prefer something that is blended and cocooning and harmonious because it helps me focus on my day and just revel in the cloud of scent. So there you go. That is those three. I am sorry for rambling. Unfortunately, that's just how my thought process goes, but I hope that was somewhat a little bit helpful to you, and I will see you next time. That was a Jeremy fragrance gesture, wasn't it?